joining us right now on the Mercedes-Benz Vans phone line. His 10th year at NC State, coming off a big win, too, over Wake Forest. Coach Dave Doeren is with us. Dave, thank you very much for coming on. It's Tom Pelissero. How is everything going in Raleigh right now?
Doing good, Tom. Thanks.
So, felt like a big weekend for you. It's homecoming last week. You're facing a good opponent. Take me through that game and how you guys pulled that off.
We executed well. I think it was a great team win. We played complementary football. Didn't turn the football over. Forced 3 turnovers on defense. We punted the ball well. We kicked the ball well. Had a lot of guys make contact catches on offense at receiver position, and it's just one of those games we played better than they did.
I know Dave Clausen said he apologized to you after the game for a couple of what he called to be cheap plays late. In your mind, I know things happen within the game. Was that something that was necessary for him to apologize for it?
Yeah, I appreciated Dave saying it. Dave's a first-class guy, and he and I are friends, so it was a sportsman thing to do with his part. I think what happened in the game by that player was unnecessary and should have been flagged and wasn't. But, Dave's always been a classy guy, so I think it was a nice thing of him to do.
So tell me about MJ Morris. He's the first true freshman starting since Phillip Rivers at that school, and obviously you had a very good quarterback who went down early in the season. What allows MJ walking in the door here to play at the level that he has so far?
Well, he's got a lot of poise, first of all. I think his football IQ is high. He's well coached in high school. He was raised by 2 incredible parents that made him the humble, caring person that he is. He's charismatic. His teammates have definitely rallied around him. And he's got some ice in his veins, man. He goes out there and just makes plays in big moments, and that's impressive. It doesn't matter how old you are. For kids to do that on this stage with that kind of pressure, it says a lot about the type of competitor that he is.
How, if at all, can you evaluate that when you're recruiting a player? You can look at the measurables. You can look at how he's performing. Odds are against largely overmatched opponents at times. But, in terms of just like the makeup of the player, when you're talking about a 17, 18-year-old kid, how do you evaluate that?
Yeah, it takes a lot of evaluations. You need to go see him play and, when possible, see him play in good competition. And in MJ's case, he was a state champion as a junior. He took a different school to the playoffs, deep into the playoffs as a senior. He was a competitive baseball player. So, Coach Beck and members of our staff just did the best that we could. And seeing them play in person, I think video is great, but it doesn't give you the full story, how they're coached and how they interact with their teammates, how they respond to bad plays. So, that being able to get out on the road and be around him in person is a big part of it.
Does Phillip Rivers get involved at all, or does he make himself available if you wanted to put a guy like MJ in touch with him at all about just, being a quarterback there and obviously somebody who looks like he's got a bright future?
Phillip's done a couple things with our team over the years. He's a father of 9 children. He's pretty busy. So we try not to lean on him. I know he's a guy that loves the Wolfpack, and if we asked him to do something like you referred to, he probably would, but it's not something that we ask him to do.
Dave Doeren is our guest head coach at North Carolina State. Devin Leary was a player who I know a lot of people in the NFL, which is my world, were interested in terms of evaluating him for the future as a potential guy. He goes down with that season-ending injury last month. How's he doing, and what conversations, if any of you, had with him about his future?
Yeah, Devin's doing well. He's in the rehab phase of having his pec operated on and doing a lot better now than he was, 2 weeks ago. I think it's one day at a time approach and trying to get ready to be able to throw the football again. And as far as the future, I think it's all about the recovery timeline. I think he'll, if possible, if healthy, have an opportunity to leave early, and if not, he'll have a decision to make. So try not to put that on him in this phase of the recovery. Just want him to get as well as he can, and there's no pressure on our side.
You've got Boston College up this week, and this is purely a strange coincidence, Dave, but I went to BC last week. I went to a game for the first time in 20 years. Coach Hafley invited me, so I was standing on the sideline watching them. They're extremely young. They've had a lot of injuries on the offensive line, but they got a guy in Zay Flowers, whose name I know I'm going to be calling on Sundays in the not-too-distant future. When you watch him on tape and you know they're gonna feed him the ball, what do you see?
Yeah, he's a great player. I mean, we offered him here as a DB and a wide receiver in high school. We thought he could start on either side of the football. He's electric, fast, tough, can change direction, tracks the ball well. I think he's an elite football player. He'll play a long time if he stays healthy, and haven't been around that many guys like that. He's special.
So as you look at your team here for the stretch run, and obviously a lot out there still in front of you here, what do you see still needs to improve, Dave? Like what's the still upside that remains for your team here in 2022?
Well, I think we're a team that's still getting better. I mean, we just played our most complete game of the season, and offensively we're in our really 12th day with our starting quarterback. So there's a lot of things out there still, being able to score more than 35 points in a game. And these are all things that, last year we did pretty routinely, and it's been a struggle, this year because of the injury factor that we've had on the offensive side of the ball. And so having the same quarterback here the last 3 weeks, hopefully, and getting most of our personnel back on the field offensively, we'd love to see that continue to grow and build on the scoreboard. So, that's really the biggest step. I think our defense is playing really, really well, and our special teams have played well.
Are you having fun there, Dave? 10 years at one school, it's a long time, especially in the current state of college football. Are you able to enjoy these moments, getting a win at this stage in the season?
Yeah, 70 years in dog years, man. That's a long time. Yeah. I had a blast in our game against Wake Forest. It's the most fun I've had coaching probably since we beat Clemson last year. I just really liked how our guys played in that game. So to answer your question, yeah, I have my times. Right now I'm not having a lot of fun. I'm in a Thursday still trying to game plan, But when you win a game and you see your guys lay it on the line and play collectively the way we did, it's very rewarding as a coach. And it's just one day at a time thing here, and I love the guys I'm coaching, and we're really fortunate to live in such a great place like Raleigh, North Carolina. It's a fantastic place to live, and I've been very lucky. I think I'm the 8th tenured coach in college football right now at 10 years and second in the ACC, so fortunate to be able to stay in one place this long.
That's a wild stat, Dave. 8th longest tenured coach in all of NCAA?
Yeah.
Well, it speaks.
Yeah, it's hard to keep your job anymore for a long period of time, man. So
yeah,
to be going now, I guess, to be my 10th bowl or 8th bowl game in 10 years, and it's done a lot of good here. Just trying to keep continuing to get it better.
Well, thanks a lot. I know it's a busy week, Dave, so thanks for taking some time for us.
Yeah, I appreciate you having me on. You guys enjoy the weekend. Thanks a lot, and go Pack.
Appreciate that. Is North Carolina State head coach Dave Doeren.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.